Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations and peace to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Akim Mahalaya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. This was a video or article I came across earlier. Brother had posted on the communities tab, and the Spirit had me to kind of look into it this morning. And it was quite disturbing, man, because you know, the Apostle Gabar, myself, and a plethora of other brothers have mentioned that the New World Order will be brought in by force eventually. Okay, like right now we're in the beginning processes of the New World Order. As you see, the particular laws are changing, certain paperwork or certain legislation is being pushed for particular talking points on who the true people of the Bible is. Things with medical martial law, draconian methods. All these things are made up of the New World Order that this devil is going to push in this beast system that's going to affect every man, woman, and child in some form or fashion. Now, same thing they did with the juice when it first came out. It was voluntary, you know. Oh, you don't have to take it. It's all good, you know. As long as we get the herd in your diplomatic community, we're going to be good. Then all of a sudden, people wasn't dealing with it because people were doing the research on the death toll that people were succumbing to. Then all of a sudden, they started to try to force people on it by threatening them with the jobs, fining them, you know, being put out of certain apartments in different countries. Their homes was getting raided by the military police, man, because they didn't comply with it. Okay, Revelation 12:12 say that the devil should come down to you having great wrath. Okay, so this is a getting ready to be a reality in the times we coming into. Okay, 2023, they're talking about a new pestilence on the rise. And the article came out, matter of fact, I think I have it here. Let me see here. Yep, new autopsy report reveals those who died suddenly were likely killed by the juice. Okay, so this is a video. It says New Zealand police, this came out December 10th, 2022, forced parents to accept juiced blood transfusion at gunpoint. And this is what happens when you allow your government to come and disarm you. You have to go through tyranny like this. And this is one reason why they're pushing for gun control here in America. But honestly speaking, my personal opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think they're going to get or fully be able to confiscate the guns here, because these Edomites, they'll literally go to war behind that shit. Okay, Esau believes in his constitutional values. He's not getting up the one thing that has getting him freedom and liberty over the nations. He's not going to give that up. So you're screaming a civil war just off that aspect alone. So Esau, he's going to have his hands full coming here to try to disarm the citizens. And then a lot of the military police in America, the American military, they're not going to comply with that. So they're going to be dished out overseas to fight this war, World War III. Like the scripture said, I remove far from you the northern army. The American military is going to be far in between in America when this whole ordeal go down. And this is the reason why they're going to hire a particular outside police forces to come in and police this place. Okay, because they don't have no remorse for you Americans. They look at how you live your lives. They live at the carelessness. They look at the carelessness of the women. They look at the men, how feeble and weak they've become. The Momo agenda. Okay, one of the top guys from the engineers of the nuclear research facility, I believe. I call him the Mac Damon with lipstick. They look at that and they like, come on, this place is a fucking joke. All right, so this is an article here. I'm gonna play the article, man, and it's quite disturbing. All right, and I can read a little bit of it too, but I'm gonna read it, then I'm gonna play it. It says we need to take him, the nurse told the distraught mother. You'll be able to see him at the surgery. Then he says, you guys are going to be recorded in the annals of time as criminals who come in and take babies from their mother. The man told the authorities, you just can't take my baby like that, the mother cried. And you notice the woman, she started bugging out immediately. Okay, like I said earlier in your transit, all this proud behavior that you women have been displaying against men in general, that's all a facade, and that's all going to come to naught in a short amount of time. Okay, like we always say, look, women, they going to get in line overnight. When this whole ordeal go down, you're going to see how the paradigm is going to change from this independent black woman bullshit to I don't need a man, to I'm a career woman, to the point I can do bad by myself. I can get any man I want. That shit is going to go out the window when the minute that this society it looks like it's finna fall, that shit is going out the window, man. Trust me. So, hey, brothers, man, just hold on. But it says the ruling was made by Justice Ian Galt on Wednesday that the child remained under the court's guardianship. And this is what happens when you sign what they call a birth certificate, man. Okay, when you sign birth certificates, you're basically selling your kid to the state. Okay, as we like to say, it's basically like a receipt upon slavery of birth. Like, okay, well, this is another slave. Here you go. When you sign it, basically you're giving the property of the state. Okay, and this is the reason why they can come in and take your kids at force. You know, and it says under the court's guardianship until he recovered from the surgery. But the decision came after the New Zealand Health Service submitted an application in November for a court-appointed doctor to take guardianship of the baby under the Care Act, or Care of Children Act. Okay, more draconian methods, man, because you have something which is called CHIPS, which goes into children. Basically, it's like a particular healthcare system and a system that's set up for kids. You see what I'm saying? And in those particular bills and those clauses and so forth that they write up under nose, so to speak, they have particular draconian methods that in the case of an emergency, they can detain your child. They can detain you on the court's jurisdiction, you know, and you people don't know that because basically you don't read in between the lines. Because when you read those black and white or those gray area documents, that pig Latin as we call it, technically you're supposed to be represented by an attorney that's able to break that shit down. Like when you even sign in tax papers, they say on the tax paper that you can be represented, or you can have a translator, or you can be represented by some type of official that can break this down to you, because most people, they don't know what the fuck they're signing. Okay, when you sign in birth certificates, social security cards, you're paying your taxes, you know, job contracts, you can actually hire a lawyer to come in and say, well, look, I don't know if this is lawful or ethical, that I want to be part of this, because on the job contract, they'll give you a job description, but then underneath in bold writing, and sometimes in a fine print, they would say, in layman's terms, they would basically say whatever we need you to do, you know. And a lot of I know one brother, a good brother of mine, man, he was supposed to, when he got a job, he was supposed to be doing a forklift and shit, you know what I'm saying? But they had him on the assembly line, and he needed to do the forklift because he has a bad back from being in the military. Fucked his back up. So he was kind of, you know, bumping heads with the supervisor, man. Like, look, man, I can't do this. I told you I'm on disability. But the supervisor made him do it anyway. And I'm like, well, you got to look at the contract. They can make you do whatever they claim they want you to do. Even if they hired you for this, if you sign a contract, they can put under your job title whatever we need you to do, or in a roundabout way, and we can, bam. And then they can present that and say, well, look, we can fire you on this because basically you was being insubordinate. So that's how Esau gets you, man. Okay, but it says the parents have previously requested that the New Zealand Blood Service take a donation from a donor chosen by the family. However, the agency refused to do so and stated that it does not distinguish between juice and unjuiced donors. Okay, but the family, they knew that taking that juice was poison, man. Because why would you want somebody with, just like giving somebody a blood transfusion that got the AIDS virus or the HIV in it? And that's happened a lot of times. That's why when you undergo blood transfusions, you have to be very careful. They have to test that blood several times. Like if you get in a car accident and you lose a lot of blood, they have to undergo what you call a blood transfusion. You see what I'm saying? And then whatever blood that they're putting in, they got to match the particular blood type to your blood type. Unless you O positive, that's a universal blood. They call it God's blood. But basically, anybody can use that. You know what I'm saying? And if that blood is tainted and they put it in you, then basically you become tainted. That's like putting bad oil inside of a BMW. It's gonna crank the shot. You're gonna break down. You know. And it says the interim doctor of New Zealand Health Service Auckland office, Dr. Mike Shepard, stated that the decisions were always made with the best interest of the child in mind. But we acknowledge the decisions made by the court following our application in relations to the baby's surgery and recognize this is a difficult situation for all involved. But Dr. Kristen Finucane, chief pediatric cardiac surgeon at Starship Hospital in Auckland, told the parents it is simply impractical to have a direct donor. It says the baby has a heart condition called pulmonary valve stenosis. Some 150 protesters expressed support for the parents of the baby on Tuesday in a demonstration outside the Auckland courthouse. But the post of the kidnapping has since been received strong reactions from the internet netizens who witnessed the video. Straight up evil that needs to be completely destroyed. And there's no moving past what these people have done, all of us, right? But you fucking people, you allowed it because you gave over your rights, man. You believed in a government under these false illusions of freedom. Now look at you, under straight draconian law, man. Okay, so I'm going to play this video, and I got a couple of precepts, and we're going to end it. So here we go.
Have his pre-op checks before a surgery that's scheduled and can't be changed. Well, it can be changed.
I think, like, so baby needs as much rest as possible so that he can...
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, don't do that, boys. Hey, don't do it.
Please don't do it.
Hey.
See, she broke down.
You guys are criminals. You are criminals. You are conducting a criminal...
And I'm going to say this real quick. See, it takes that quick for you women to realize reality. Only thing they got to do is threaten your livelihood, threaten your safety, threaten your children. You're going to fall right in line. You're going to fall right in line. This is why we say having a man of the Lord is very important for you women. But see, y'all don't believe that. You think that because we're straightforward, we're rough around the edges, and we're hard lovers, so to speak. Okay, we do what we can to keep our family in order, to keep them away from the fucking corruption of the world. And you people look at that as control. You look at it as hate. You look at it as abuse. You look at it as just being manipulative. But you're the ones that's manipulated, you know. But hey, I'm gonna say less on that. I'll just leave it at that. This video gonna speak for itself.
Here.
So with the pre-op checks, it needs to happen before the surgery.
Hey,
it won't happen tomorrow.
we've been talking to you like rational people, and now you just remove... You got it. You are criminals. You...
Oh my God! How can you do this? Oh my God.
You guys... Hey, guys, move out. Move out the way.
I need to see
You guys are acting like criminals.
We're just...
You are acting like criminals. All of you are criminals.
Hey guys, calm down, please. We need this operation.
You are criminals. You are a criminal. You are a criminal. And you are a criminal. And so are you. And so are you.
Can you guys just give them some space, please?
You are a criminal.
Okay,
You will not be part of the surgery tomorrow. We do not authorise any of that.
I just want to tell you what's happening.
No, we're not listening to what you got to say.
Why did you do that? He's going to be okay.
No, he is not going to be okay.
And we need to take him for his... Okay. We need to take him and we need to do...
You are criminals.
You will be able to see him after the surgery.
You guys are criminals. You are going to be recorded in the annals of time as criminals who come in here and take babies from their mothers. Do you understand that? Do you guys are even listening to me? You understand that you have just kidnapped a baby from its mother without the consent of their parents? You guys have got to understand that you're criminals.
Yes, and we need to do the surgery. But you can't just take my baby like that.
You guys are criminals. You've got to realise that you are now involved in a criminal action.
Did you not see his eyes? We need to do the operation.
No, you do not need to do the operation. No.
The Gestapo is coming, man. Okay, so hey, heads up. This is the book of... Then this is coming to America, man. Okay, so this is the book of 2 Ezra 16 and 1. It says, "Woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe and be unto thee, Syria and Egypt. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack of hair and bewail your children." Okay? Because kids are going to be a primary target in this thing. Women and children are always the casualties of war. Always. They kill the man and they take the women and children hostage, put them in slavery, or kill them off completely. It says, "Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." Okay? Meditate on that. Gird yourselves up with cloths of sack, which means humility, man. Okay, a state of mourning. And beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. The Lord just said it. Your destruction is at hand, man. Okay, because the Yahweh Shai is sick and playing. He's tired of playing with you people and your folly, living your lives the way you want to live. The Lord has sent prophets out into you to show you the way to salvation, to show you the way to Yahweh Shai. Now, we can't ultimately save you, but we can bridge the gap and get you to Yahweh Shai to the best of our abilities, man. Because we have to get our own salvation. But yet, you playing, you're ignoring us. You think everything is a damn game. You think 2023 is going to be a year that everything... Look, 2019 ain't coming back, man. 2010 ain't coming back. 1993 ain't coming back. As golden as those years was, 1993, I think I was 7 years old. As golden as those years were, we're not going to see those days again into the kingdom. And even in the kingdom, it's going to be way better than that, you know. And that may have been a poor example, because the scriptures say a day in the Lord's courts will be better than 1,000 days on this side, man. You know. But anyway, damn, man, I think they want to get started. But anyway, it says a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Okay, the sword being this so-called white man with his military, with his Gestapo troops. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to send the forces in, man. And they're going to start doing lockdowns. They're going to start torturing people. They're going to start doing all types of wickedness here, man. All right. Let me hurry up and end this, because this dude, man, I guess we finna get started, unfortunately. All right. But this is the book of Jeremiah 18. And I'm going to start at verses 21. It says, therefore deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death, and their young men slain in battle. And let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. Yet, Lord, thou knowest their counsel against to slay me, but forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight, but let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of thy anger. And with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and the Bible Ball.